Alice Bailey was a cosmic channel, a prolific writer on mysticism and the founder of an international esoteric movement, the Arcane School or Lucis Trust, that sought to mobilize the planetary goodwill. Bailey's life mission was to prepare the human race for the Age of Aquarius and the reappearance of the cosmic Christ. She believed the coming of Christ was identical with the weighted maitria of the Eastern teachings. Bailey was born to a wealthy aristocratic family and had a strict Anglican Christian upbringing. Her father was an engineer. She described her childhood as over-sheltered and unhappy, so much so that she said she attempted suicide 3 times before the age of 15. After high school, she traveled to India where she did evangelical work for the British Army. In 1907, she married and moved to America, where her husband became an Episcopalian minister. After the birth of 3 daughters, she and her husband separated. In America in 1917, she discovered the works of Madame Blavatsky, and the following year became a member of the Theosophical Society at Crotona in Hollywood, California. She also became editor of its magazine, The Messenger. At this point, she broke from Christianity altogether, and in her autobiography she wrote that a rabid, Orthodox Christian worker had become a well-known occult teacher. In 1919, she was telepathically contacted by Master Jual Kul, whom she called the Tibetan. She was at first very skeptical and reluctant to become a cosmic medium, but finally acceded. The Master dictated to her a series of books over a period of 30 years, which she wrote down word for word. The themes of the books covered a wide range of fields including esoteric thought, spiritual psychology, hierarchy, karma, and the master plan, as well as the trainings for disciples, advance in study of cosmic rays, international relationships, and future world religion. Bailey wrote much about those she called the Masters of Wisdom, which she believed to be a brotherhood of enlightened sages working under the guidance of the Christ. She also sought to educate the public about the spiritual causes of the major world problems and how to solve them. In 1920, she married fellow theosophist Foster Bailey. Foster described his wife's telepathic communications in the following way. During the long course of the work, the minds of the Tibetan and Alice Bailey became so closely attuned that they were in effect, so far as much of the production of the teaching was concerned, a single joint projecting mechanism. The Baileys were soon expelled from the Theosophical Society by President Annie Besant, who was skeptical about Bailey's claims of telepathic communications with the Tibetan. Bailey claimed that she witnessed within the society many works of lower psychic phenomena. Despite this, Bailey believed she was a disciple that Madame Blavatsky had prophesied to come in the 20th century to give the psychological key of cosmic creation that would elucidate the secret doctrine. Bailey worked in complete recognition of this as her task and dedicated her first book, Treatise on Cosmic Fire, 1925, to Madame Blavatsky. In 1923, Alice and Foster Bailey started the Arcane School to teach disciples how to further the great universal plan under the guidance of the inner hierarchy of spiritual masters led by Christ. This school was structured in a series of degrees similar to Freemasonry. This school still operates today under the name Lucis Trust in New York City. For a long time, the Lucis Trust was located across from the United Nations, which she felt necessary in order to establish benign esoteric influences of the planetary and solar hierarchy in the new planetary organization. She died December 15, 1949, 30 years and 30 days from her initial contact with the Tibetan.